The Harrison MPC Channel Strip plugin is one of Harrison's most sought-after plugins that features the same powerful DSP found on our flagship motion picture consoles. Used by the likes of Sony, Universal, and many others, the Harrison MPC consoles are the ultimate digital console designed for mixing motion picture sound. These consoles have famously been used to mix countless blockbuster motion pictures such as the Spider-Man movies, Jurassic Park, and the Harry Potter films, to name a few. The MPC Channel Strip plugin uses the same digital signal processing as found in the MPC consoles. This plugin is an all-in-one signal processing suite designed for mixing motion picture audio that also works and sounds great for music production. It's equipped with 6 essential mixing tools that can also be found in the Harrison MPC consoles. It features an 8-band Parametric EQ complete with filters and an optional RTA display. A 2-band Denoiser optimized for processing speech. A 2-band De-Esser based on the X-Tool DSP found in the MPC consoles. A fully featured compressor with a selectable program-dependent mode. It also gives you flexibility of signal flow routing, input and output trim, and polarity switching. Let's dive into the features of the MPC Channel plugin and hear how they sound. Okay guys, so as luck would have it, I can't turn off the air conditioning unit here in the office, and I don't know why, but this is a prime opportunity to really show off the MPC Channel plugin and just show you what all it can do to help denoise, de-ess, compress, and also EQ a voiceover for a video like I'm making right now. So I'm actually going to use this plugin on a little outro that I made for the plugin promo. And once I find some good settings, I'm going to apply that to the rest of my voiceover in this video. So if you've made it to the video up to this point, then congratulations, you've been hearing the plugin this whole entire time. So what we have here to start off with is an 8-band EQ. So I know for a fact that there's a lot of rumble going on in the room due to the air conditioning unit. And we're going to take out a lot of that rumble with our high pass filter and also utilize the low pass filter as well. So here's our vocal example we're going to work with. From the big screen to your studio, get the Harrison MPC Channel plugin, now $99. Okay, so what are we going to do with the vocal? We're going to naturally roll off some low end. So let's go ahead and do that. We can turn on the high pass filter. And I'm also going to go ahead and put it on a 48 dB per octave slope. So this is going to be very steep. It's going to really cut out a lot of that low end that I don't want. So let's listen to this vocal again. From the big screen to your studio, get the Harrison MPC now $99 from $999. For a limited time only, get the industry-leading MPC Channel plugin and take your post and music production to the next level. So you can see that we have full advantage of sweeping this thing from 20 hertz all the way up to 20,000 hertz and anywhere in between. So lots of flexibility with this EQ, which is just what you need when you're working in post-production. So that setting sounded pretty good to me. Let's go ahead and do the same thing with our low pass filter. Same setting as well. We're going to do about 48 dB octave slope. And let's just bring it all the way down and see what happens. From the big screen to your studio, get the Harrison MPC Channel plugin down for $999. For a limited time only, get the industry-leading MPC Channel plugin and take your post and music production to the next level. Okay, great. So now that we've carved out a little bit of the highs and the lows, we can actually sweep around some of those lower mids and see what else we can take out in this vocal. From the big screen to your studio, get the Harrison MPC Channel plugin, now $99, down from $999. For a limited time only, get the industry-leading MPC Channel plugin and take your post and music production to the next level. Okay, so there's a lot of resonances going on in this room, vocal environment, and you can really hear that there's an extreme amount of width and tightness you can get with the EQ of any of these EQ bands, and just a lot of shaping that can go on. So let's go ahead and widen this back out a little bit. We're just going to do a nice gentle cut around that 500 to 600 hertz. So here it is with the EQ off. From the big screen to your studio, get the Harrison MPC Channel plug-in, now $99. And here it is with the EQ on. From the big screen to your studio, get the Harrison MPC Channel plug-in, now $99. Great, sounds really good so far. Let's go ahead and bypass this EQ and let's concentrate on the Denoiser. Now the Denoiser is famous for cutting out any kind of lows and some highs that you would naturally get out in the field or in an undesirable environment like a room with lots of drywall and maybe a refrigerator next door and an air conditioner turned on. So you just never know what kind of environment that you're going to find yourself in when you're making a movie or a TV show or any other post-production project. So turning on the Denoiser here, let's go ahead and listen to this one more time. And let's work with the lows first. From the big screen to your studio, get the Harrison MPC Channel plug-in, now $99, down from $999. For a limited time only, get the industry-leading MPC Channel plug-in and take your post and music production to the next level. So if you notice the gain reduction going on here, it's not just full bore all the time. It is working off of a threshold. So when I'm not speaking, the lows kind of clamp down a little bit more and cut out a lot of that low end in between my phrases, which is great. Let's do the same thing with the high end now. From the big screen to your studio, get the Harrison MPC Channel plug-in, now $99, down from $999. For a limited time only, get the industry-leading MPC Channel plug-in and take your post and music production to the next level. That's awesome. I really like the Denoiser in this situation, and it's doing the job perfectly. So let's move on to the De-Esser now, turning this on. Now, most of your S's in a microphone is between your 4K and your 8 to 10K range. So we can definitely start off with that and just get the most natural sound that we can by just knocking down some of those S's and smoothing out the top end of my voiceover performance. From the big screen to your studio, get the Harrison MPC Channel plug-in, now $99. Okay, so notice that we have an attack time that we can definitely utilize here. And we also have an RTA readout that kind of helps us to hone in on where the energy of those S's are showing up in the frequency range. So let's listen one more time. From the big screen to your studio, get the Harrison MPC Channel plug-in, now $99, down from $999. For a limited time only, get the industry-leading MPC Channel plug-in and take your post and music production to the next level. That's really cool. Looking good. So we can mess with some other options here. We have the scroll option as well. From the big screen to your studio, get the Harrison MPC Channel plug-in, now $99, down from $999. Awesome. I really like that. And let's move on to the compressor now. So we have a very simple compressor, and we also have a program button down here that's really going to adjust the settings underneath the hood depending on the information that you're feeding into it. So this is great for obviously vocals, kick drums, cymbals, car noises, anything that you're feeding into the compressor. From the big screen to your studio, get the Harrison MPC Channel plug-in, now $99, down from $999. For a limited time only, get the industry-leading MPC Channel plug-in and take your post and music production to the next level. So for this example, I want to have a very low ratio and also not have the depth be all the way up. And this is really going to allow me to limit the amount of compression I have based on some other settings and just kind of keep everything honed in right where I want it. From the big screen to your studio, get the Harrison MPC Channel plug-in, now $99, down from $999. Okay, great. So we don't need tons of compression for this example here, but just a little bit goes a long way. So now let's go ahead and turn on the other elements of the plugin, and let's just bring it all together. And here it is with it off. From the big screen to your studio, get the Harrison MPC Channel plugin, now $99. Okay, and here it is with the plugin on. From the big screen to your studio, get the Harrison MPC Channel plugin, now $99. So this is just one example of what you can do with a vocal. Let's go ahead and move on to some music now. For this next example, we're going to tighten up a snare drum with the EQ and a compressor. And what you'll find about this plugin is it can do a lot of surgical moves on any kind of source that you're working with. So here's our snare drum in question. Okay, so let's take a lower mid band and let's just start sweeping it around and see if we can find that resonance that's going on. So we really didn't lose that low end thud that the snare has, but we definitely carved out some mids, boosted some highs, and cut out some of those extreme lows that the snare just doesn't need. All right, let's move on to the compressor now. And I really like this program dependent mode, so I'm going to turn that on. Ease up on the attack a little bit. Make the release a little faster. And we can bring up some of the makeup gain. Okay, good. So now let's listen to this with the whole entire drum kit. Here it is with the plug-in off. And the plug-in on. So after listening to the whole entire kit, I think there's some more resonance we can take out. So let's move this 4 band right here. Let's just go find where that is. There it is right there. Let's go ahead and take that out. Yeah, that's going to work for me on this one right here. This is going to sound really good and just make the snare sit a lot better in the mix. So now let's look at the drum overheads on our drum bus and see what we can do to tame the cymbals. Once again, I like how these settings of the Denoiser kind of breathes with the music. So you're not just clamping down on those frequencies all the time, it's opening up and closing at different points. So let's listen to this example before. And after. Oh yeah. That really just tightened up the whole drum sound really well. I like that a lot. So this one plugin really can be the Swiss Army knife that you need for all your post-production and music production needs, and do not wait around to get this amazing deal. I am Nathan from Harrison Audio, and I'll see you in the next video.